What is a fair catch free kick? Now, as rare as it is, it's only happened twice in the past 50 years. It is also kind of complicated, and so to better understand what a fair catch free kick is, I'm going to first go over what a fair catch is, then go over what a free kick is, then I'll put the two together, and we'll go over what happened in that Denver Broncos Los Angeles Chargers game. Now, starting with a fair catch is when a returner signals by waving his arm in the air in a circular motion that he is going to have a fair catch, meaning that he's not going to try to advance the ball. So he's going to accept wherever the field position is where he catches it, and he's not going to try to run. Now, what that means is the defender is not allowed to make contact with the returner in any way, shape, or form, and the referee is going to watch for that, and is also going to watch for if the returner does try to advance it, because both of those things are penalties. If the defender interacts in any way physically with the returner when a fair catch is called, it's a 15-yard penalty called fair catch interference. Now, if the returner tries to advance the ball following calling for a fair catch, that's a delay of game penalty, and that is a 5-yard penalty. So keep in mind here, there are penalties on both sides, and a fair catch is really only on either a punt return, mainly, but also potentially a kickoff return. So there's a couple instances when it happens, but it's normally somewhere in that ballpark. Now, a free kick is a kickoff, a safety kick, an onside kick, a kick that goes into the air and starts a free kick down. Now, that's the exact rule NFL has. Personally, it's a little confusing. So if you're a rules expert in, the comments, if you could further kind of evaluate that, please. Because the thing with it is that if a kickoff is like a free kick, then hypothetically, if a kickoff went through the goalpost, it would be 3 points. But that's not how it works with a free kick. It goes through the goalpost, it's 3 points. Just a little confusion there. But luckily, it has no hindrance on the fair catch free kick. Now let's put the two terms together. A fair catch free kick is at the result of a fair catch for the next offensive play, or rather the first offensive play of the drive. The offensive team is given the opportunity to attempt a free kick. Now, the positive of a free kick is that if it goes through the goalpost, you get 3 points, and then it's a traditional kickoff, turnover, what have you. But if it misses, it is a turnover, and the defense turns to offense and gets the ball where the ball was kicked from, rather than where the ball ended up. So really, for the offense, there's only a select few scenarios where that would be applicable. And the positives of a free kick, because if you're doing the math in your head and you're a little savvy football fan, you'd be thinking, wait, what's the difference between a free kick and a field goal? There's actually a couple big differences. And the first is it's more lined up like a kickoff than a field goal. And what that means is A, the defenders line up 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage, so really they don't have a chance to block the kick. B, there's no field goal operation, so there's no snap a holder has to handle. Doesn't have to put it down, he's just holding the ball. And C, the ball gets to be kicked from the line of scrimmage. Rather than like a traditional field goal, they line up 7 yards back and kick it. The ball is kicked at the spot where the line is, so it's a shorter distance. So it's a lot easier, and you'd think less pressure on the kicker when there's no oncoming defenders to try to make the kick. But all of this is only possible following a fair catch, and that's why it really doesn't happen often, because there's rarely a scenario where the ball is in a good enough position at the right time, normally at the end of the first half, where this play could be attempted. And that's why it's so rare. Now, what happened in the Denver Broncos Los Angeles Chargers game? Now, to set the scene, it's pretty much the end of the first half. There's 8 seconds left. Denver 3 and outs in their own side of the field. Punter punts the ball from his 5-yard line all the way to the Los Angeles 38-yard line. And from there, the returner signals for a fair catch. Now, the gunner, one of the gunners for Denver, does interfere, runs into a little bit with the leg of the returner before he makes the catch, and thus a fair catch interference penalty is called on Denver, moving the ball forward 15 yards for Los Angeles, making the ball go from the 38-yard line where the fair catch was signaled for to the Denver 47, pretty much meaning that a play could happen here. And since it was a flag with the clock run out, it's an untimed down for Los Angeles on offense right before the end of half. Now, the Chargers call a timeout to assess the situation to see what would be the best course of action for the offense. Do they kick a 63-yard field goal? Do they attempt a Hail Mary? And then someone there in the Chargers staff figures, why don't we try the fair kick, or the free kick, fair catch free kick? Now, with that, there, instead of it being a 63-yard field goal attempt, it's a 57-yard attempt since the ball is kicked from the line of scrimmage. 47 yards, you have the 10 for the goalpost because it's 10 yards behind the goal line. There you go, 57-yard free kick attempt for the Chargers to get 3 points right before half. It's well within Dicker's range and most, NFL kickers, and he knocks it through. Great kick. Now, it really set the Chargers well up for the rest of the game. It was a great opportunity for them to get points there. But the thing is that kind of situation and opportunity for it to happen there is so rare in the NFL that's why it really doesn't happen that often. Now, you could say, Harbaugh in situational football, that's incredible, because I'm sure you might hypothetically say, other teams have had the opportunity. But again, that's just a cool thing that happens that's very rare. And what's even cooler is the last time it happened, 48 years ago, was by the San Diego Chargers, by a kicker named Ray Wersching, who made a 45-yard free kick attempt against the Buffalo Bills. Now, it's really cool that the Chargers get to celebrate kind of this history in the franchise, and they actually brought Ray Wersching down to the practice facility last week to celebrate the occasion with Dicker, and it was really cool to see. But this is one of those really cool things in sports where there's these really rare instances of feats that are almost, kind of just legends at this point, because they happen so rarely, or rather happen so far in the past for it to be repeated again, that it's cool when these moments happen and that everyone gets to celebrate about it, learn about it. And a name that gets thrown around that I don't think he was expecting to be brought up in the news was Ray Wersching. I mean, that's a cool thing for a guy who I do not believe is a Hall of Famer, but he was a kicker for a good amount of time in the NFL. And, stuff like that happens. It's a really cool thing, and it's probably one of the best parts of sports. Like and follow for more.